Tonight we're going to be making scalloped potatoes in the Instapot. It's a quick and easy side dish. The first thing we're going to do is peel and slice 5 to 6 potatoes into slices. Try to keep them uniform if you can. Don't make them too thick or they won't get done, and if you make them too thick they're going to get mushy. So maybe try to keep them around 1/4 of an inch of slices. So 5 to 6 potatoes, and then you're going to come to your Instapot and you're going to hit the saute button. Then you're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in your pot. I preheated mine to save a little bit of time. So we're going to melt that, and then we're going to add a clove of fresh garlic. You can leave this step out if you really don't like garlic, but if you give it a try, you probably will like it. It's not going to be overwhelming, it's going to be subtle. So we're going to saute that garlic in there for just a bit until it gets brown. And then we're going to add the potatoes. We're going to cancel the saute. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 cup of any kind of broth. I chose chicken broth, but you could easily use vegetable broth, especially if you're a vegetarian. And you're going to add some salt. Just do that according to about how much you like. Potatoes do normally require quite a bit of salt, but you can always add more at the table if you didn't get enough. Better too little than too much, because it's easier to add more than to take it away. Just going to stir that up a little bit to get the salt kind of distributed. And then I'm going to add the lid, and I'm going to pressure cook for only 1 minute. Seriously, only 1 minute. So I'm going to hit pressure cook, take that all the way down. I cooked something big last time. So take that down to 1 minute. And you're going to make sure that the vent is sealed by turning it away from you. So turn that away from you, and that seals the vent. So this is going to take about 10 minutes to come to pressure though, which will take a little while. And then it's going to cook for 1 minute, and then we're going to let the pressure naturally release for 5 minutes. So we'll come back in just a few minutes and see that. Okay, the potatoes cooked for a minute, and I've let the pressure naturally release for 5 minutes, which you can see it counted up. So now I'm going to manually release the rest of the pressure by pulling the valve toward me and letting the steam escape. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove the potatoes with a slotted spoon and add them to a baking dish. There's going to be some liquid left inside the pot, and that's okay because we're going to use that in a little bit. So you know that all the pressure is naturally released when this little silver circle on the top drops down. You can kind of hear it, and it'll drop down. That means the pressure is released and the lid will be safe to remove. So that'll take just a second. There we go. So we can remove the lid now. I'm going to cancel that. And we're going to remove these potatoes. And they are definitely done. The ones at the bottom kind of fell apart a little bit more than the ones on the top. I'm okay with that because if they're mushy, I'm still going to eat them. They would even be good if you mashed them up, I think. Kind of like a loaded mashed potato. I'd be all right with that too. But we'll keep them in slices as much as we can. Yeah, down at the bottom here, they're pretty small pieces. Oops, there's a big one. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to leave that liquid in there, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sour cream. We're going to add a teaspoon of paprika and a little bit of pepper. I just did a couple shakes with my grinder. We don't like a whole lot of pepper, but you could add up to a half a teaspoon of pepper. And then we're going to add a cup of shredded cheese. I mixed my cheese. I used a little bit of Colby, a little bit of cheddar, and a little bit of Parmesan. You could really put in any kind of cheese that you want. You could put in mozzarella. You could put in something with a little bit of sharpness to it. You could even add a dash of cayenne pepper if you wanted some more heat to this. And then we're going to stir that until the cheese melts. Because this pot is hot, it's melting pretty easily, pretty quickly. And it makes a little bit of a cheesy sauce in here. So we are going to pour that over top of the potatoes. Move that out of the way. That looks really good. This is one of those recipes that you can kind of adapt to your own taste depending on what kind of cheese you like, how spicy you like it, how salty you like it. Do it the way that your family likes. And then what we're going to do now, I'm going to actually add a little bit of bacon on top of ours. I've got some bacon cooking in the microwave right now on a plate between layers of paper towel. And we're going to add a little bit of crumbled bacon on top of this. And I'm going to stick it under the broiler in the oven for about 3 minutes or until it looks right to me. So I'll show you what that looks like when it comes out. All right, the cheese on the potatoes got bubbly and brown, and it's hot and ready to go. Hope you enjoy.